Technology Show with Gigi.
So for today's show, we are going to cover ground penetrating radar survey. Now you may be wondering, what even is ground penetrating radar survey? Well, to explain, it is a geophysical locating method that uses radio waves to capture images of the ground. It's non-intrusive, so this means it's not physically penetrating the ground. Unfortunately, that also means that we don't get to get our hands dirty. Now, despite this technology not being as fun as excavating, it is still useful because it helps us find things like metal, plastic, concrete, natural materials such as geological features, and even air pockets, though this is mostly in jobs such as construction or anything that involves surveying. But when it comes to archaeology, it can help us find buried buildings, foundations, lost graves, other artifacts, and sometimes even bones. Though it's important to note that this depends on the model of the technology, since they each have different capabilities. So, how does it work? Well, first, you obviously turn it on. No, but in reality, a small pulse is sent through an antenna into the ground. This pulse is also known as a signal. The signal is then reflected from the object or from the ground and back to the computer where it collects the data. The data that it collects is the strength and time of the reflected signal. Now, what are the pros and cons? Well, to start off with the pros, it's an advanced technology that helps pinpoint more accurate locations of artifacts. Radar tech barely began in the 1910s. Before, archaeologists had to only rely on shovel tests of specific measured grids. Thus, there was a possibility of missing artifacts in certain areas that were walked over. There's also different models that are more accessible for specific sites. Each model has different frequency distances and depths that it can reach, as well as different storage capacity of the data. Now on to the cons. It doesn't work very well on salty coasts. It's difficult to penetrate certain soils and materials, and it doesn't image the exact object. It only tells the most accurate location of the object. Earlier I mentioned archaeologists use it to find bones. This is because it detects the bone as an object, but it can't identify it. It requires context and analyzation of the data to determine what exactly an object is. And finally, it's very expensive. It can range from $15,000 to $50,000. This is almost 66 times what Trump pays in taxes. And finally, this is what that technology looks like. These are different models and each have different prices, but they all function the same.